Good afternoon and welcome to another amazing episode of Peace Zone with Peace Ambassadors on your favorite channel, Kaftan TV, Abuja. And as I always ask you, how are you doing today? I hope you are becoming peaceful with yourself, others and the environment. Hope you're ensuring justice, security and development in your spaces. And to my Nigerian friends, I believe you are preparing for the Democracy Day on Monday, and I'm so sure that we will have so much to do together when we preserve this democracy. Moses Abolade, your peace building facilitator and host. Notably, Peace Zone needs partner, just like we have been discussing that if you are a CSO, you are a peace building organization, and you are a corporate organization interested in supporting this, you can do that with the numbers and emails showing on the screen right now. Today is still another time to discuss conflict situations in northern Nigeria, and this has been going on for a while now, and the idea is for us to analyze the situation of conflict, look at how best policymakers can use this content to shaping the ideology around this conflict and see what they can contribute to change the situation of things. And joining me on this is the president of Southern Taraba Youth Coalition for Peace, Stick Up, who is joining me via phone call and is on standby already. I will just introduce him before I bring him on. The name of the person is Ambassador Rikwense, who is a trained conflict resolution, public relation and project management expert who have learned from different citadels of learning. And with that, he has been able to do a lot when it comes to analyzing conflict, managing them and researching in a way that it affects the communities around Taraba specifically. He has worked as a researcher at the Kuka Center for Faith, Leadership and Public Policy Abuja, as well as the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution Abuja. So it's good to have you here, Mr. Ambassador. Let me put it this Rikwense. I don't know if I pronounce it well, or should I just go with Mr. Ambassador Muri? Which one would you prefer?
Rikwense Muri.
Okay, Rikwense Muri.
Nice to have you this afternoon.
Good to have you on board. And now it's Taraba.
Taraba is fine. We thank God. God has been helping us just like He has been helping every conflict-ridden society in the world. We are surviving.
That's good to know, because there has been a lot of reports around Taraba recently, and it has been different analysis from right, left, and center about what is going on in Taraba. But as somebody who has been working around this place and who is also indigenous to this particular contest, I would like us to start from talking around different issues surrounding conflict situation in Taraba State. And I want you to start from looking at it from the different years of or the background of this conflict, looking at different years that it has taken, because several people are talking about this has happened for too long. So I want you to give us a background to this conflict in itself.
Yeah, Mr. Moses, the conflicts in Taraba, most of them they have been existing before even Nigeria as a country come to be. Yes, in fact, they were existing before the independence of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The two major conflicts right now, which are still facing the state, is the Jikun Chief crisis and the Kutep and Chamba crisis in Takum. The Jikun Chief crisis is in the Okari area and Donga, while the Kutep and Chamba crisis is in the is around Takum and Usa area.
Okay.
But if you also look at the other crises like the Fulani and the herdsmen, you will see that one has been existing for long before even the colonial masters came and officially took over Nigeria. So there have been the reason being that Taraba State as it is today has been a migrant settlement. It's a settlement of tribes that migrated from other places as a result of crisis to come and live in a place we call Taraba today. Call them Fulani, call them Chief, call them Jukun, call them all of them. If they want to tell you their story and history, they have all migrated to the part of the world called Taraba State today due to the effect of conflict in their history. And to cut the long story short, the current situation, whether is the one in Karim Lamido between the Karimjo and the Wurkun, which took place recently, or the one that has been going on for a while now, that the Jukun chief crisis in Okarim, or the one in Sardona local government, which has gone low now. It has been resolved as a result of stakeholders intervention. Then the one in Takum, which is now which has been tension, between the Kuteb and the Chamba as a result of the traditional stool of Takum. So all these crises boil down to identity politics.
Identity politics.
Yes.
Okay.
Politics of identity. You wake up, you did not ask God to be a Jukun man, for example, and God brought you into a Jukun family. You wake up and you are told that the chief man is your enemy, and that identity shapes the way you look at the chief man. You as a chief man, you wake up, you grow up to see that the man next to your neighbor who happens to be a Jukun man, they tell you is your enemy. So the identity politics is shaping the way many Taraban look at each other, and unfortunately the state government do not realize that Taraba has so many ethnic groups.
Yes,
it's
so diverse.
Almost most of the local government have more than one ethnic group living in there, and the state government have no agency or institution that is mandated to see how this ethnic group can live together in harmony. There is no an institution that promotes intercultural dialogue. There is no an institution that promotes peace building, and there is no an institution of government right now that see this as a major role of government to make sure that all the ethnic group live together in peace and prosperity. So because of that, the people will see armed conflict as the only solution to survive. So once I am stronger, I will try to protect myself.
Different interest, right?
Yes, different interest. Different interest. So we in the Southern Taraba Youth Coalition for Peace, we are actually working towards dialogue. We believe that is the best we can do. We are not government that can enforce anything, but we believe that once the people start talking to each other, they will see reason why we are better when we embrace dialogue than when we start fighting because of our different identities.
Thank you so much for that overview, but we are still going to go in depth into looking at some of these issues you've raised, especially like the one that happened in May. According to Daily Post newspaper, it revealed that over 13 people were reportedly killed and houses destroyed over alleged creation of chiefdom. What really is the problem here? We want to go in depth so that the viewers at home can actually understand the context properly of what's happening in Taraba. I know you've touched what's happening in Wokom, what's happening in Karinjo, but I want you to look at that. We are just picking that as a case study to look at what actually was the cause of this conflict and how well we can now decide on what best approach. I know you've been mentioning some, but what best approach should be looked into? That will be after we've looked at this particular report.
Okay. Should I talk?
Yes, go ahead. The chiefdom crisis.
Right. What took place in Karim Lamido recently, between the Karimjo and the Wurkun ethnic group, was simply government trying to create the chief of Wurkun, the late chief of Wurkun, left a vacant stool, and the government decided appoint a new chief to take over from the chief of Wurukum.
Okay.
The problem came to be that the chief of Wurukum, they want the headquarters where his palace should be in Karim Lamido, which is the headquarters of Karim Lamido local government.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Karim Joe, who are living also in that Karim Lamido, do not want the Wurukum chief to have his palace in Karim Lamido without them having their own chief. So, because of not having their own paramount chief, and now another tribe is having their paramount chief, and they are living in a community we felt is our community. Therefore, and there was no instrument of dialogue between the stakeholders of these ethnic groups before the conflict broke out. So you will see that that's why I kept mentioning dialogue.
Yeah.
So the government did not investigate anything happening in Karim Lamido that could affect the peace of the community. They felt that replacing the appointing a new chief of Wurukum will bring peace, and the people will be happy. Unfortunately, just the matter of location of the palace, the Wurukum claim they are in Karim Lamido itself, and the Karim Joe claim that they are the original owner of the Karim Lamido, and they don't have a paramount chief, and they cannot be in a place and another tribe will come with their chief and rule over them. And the government was not that quick in looking at intervening because of the quick nature of the appointment of the chief.
Yeah.
It didn't go through a long process. It didn't go through. It was within a week that this thing happened. In fact, we were told that the letter of appointment came out on Thursday, and they said the swearing in or the presentation of the staff of office of the new chief will be on Friday. Just look at it, just 24 hours gap.
So is it that the people sense some kind of injustice, so to say, or
because the issue of traditional stool, the way it should be done, it should carry everybody along. The people in that community at that time, let's say that the chief of Wurukum is to be appointed, and the announcement is first made in the Wurukum community. It's first made in the Karim Lamido community. Then the people now prepare, but unfortunately, the announcement was made in Jalingo, and the next day it was all about presentation of staff of office. Although there have been other things that government have been doing along the way, but government did not take time to interact with the community, interact with the people, and make sure that everybody understand where the government were going. There was not that much consultation with the communities, and that led to unfortunate crisis. And later the people understood that they were actually killing themselves over nothing. There was no need for Karimjo and the Wurukum to fight themselves.
To be fighting, yeah.
Yes. So the people later understood that this fight was a needless fight. And with the intervention of their stakeholders, we have the former deputy governor or the former acting governor of Taraba State is from that local government. Two former acting governors were from that local government, UTC and Senator Sanyo Contact. And also we have key stakeholders. Even the current chief of staff to the governor is from that local government. There are so many stakeholders that have come from the local government. I believe these stakeholders, they did the needful. All of them put their heads together, and they were able to address the menace of the killings. And now there is a relative peace in Karim Lamido local government.
Okay, thank you very much. There are things I have noted. One is policymakers understanding interaction or entry points when making a decision in situations like that are very sensitive to the people, which is also around conflict sensitivity development in engagements like that. I also think there is more to dialogue, just like you said. We will go on a short break, and when we come back, we will continue the conversation on the conflict situation in Taraba State. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's Peace Zone, and we are having a robust conversation on what is actually the conflict crisis happening in Taraba State. And just like you know, this is a series we've been able to work on Southern Kaduna. Last week we dealt with Plateau State, and now we are in Taraba State. We are trying to look at this crisis to understand what are the impact, how well can policymakers do better in rendering services to these regions. And to share more light on this, we've brought experts like Ambassador Rikwense Muri, who is actually with us right now. And looking at it, Ambassador, you stay with me, right?
I'm with you.
Okay, so let's look at the impact on agricultural sector so far, revenue acquisition, especially when it comes to how does this impact the normal people on the street when it comes to the clashes, and aside from what happened in Urukum or in those places that you've mentioned, what other issues? I know you mentioned other farmer clashes too. All those things cumulatively, what are their impact on agricultural sector and the revenue generation for the state?
You know, there are so many impacts when it comes to this type of conflict. Because you know that the people, the Taraba State is one of the most fertile land in northern Nigeria. In fact, Taraba State is called a nature's gift to the nation. If you go to Taraba, you will see how much Nigeria have not been able to sit down to look at how it can survive even without oil. Taraba is blessed indeed, but this crisis has actually distracted policymakers from even analyzing the things that will be used for national development. If you look at the crisis have affected economic development.
Okay.
The crisis has impacted economic development in Taraba State. The frequent conflict between the tribes in Taraba State, between what took place between the Wurkun and the Karimjo, many houses have been run down, and you see that economically the people have been taken backward. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So the economic it has economic impact on the development of Taraba State. The conflict have led to displacement of people, destruction of property, and disruption of economic activities. This has resulted in loss of lives, property, livelihood, thereby hindering the economic growth and development of the state. Taraba will have gone far, but these conflicts has really been affecting the growth of Taraba State, to the extent that even when Tarabans want to build in their local community, they remember that after 2 or 3 years, people may start fighting and they'll go and burn down my house. They'll prefer to carry their house and go and build either in the local government headquarters or in the state capital.
Wow.
Therefore, this is really affecting the development of Taraba State economically, because people cannot have confidence in going to develop their own community because of this conflict. Humanitarian crisis has also been a major thing that have affected the people of Taraba State. Thousands of people are being displaced. They are forced to leave their homes. This has created burden on the government and non-governmental organizations to provide assistance to the affected community. The conflict has also resulted in the loss of so many innocent lives. Human speaking, when this Wurkun and Karimbo crisis took place, many people left that community and came to Jalingo, and they have no place to stay. And it created unnecessary humanitarian crisis. And to worsen the matter, Taraba State do not have agency that has been empowered, or maybe they have, but the agency is not that strong to provide relief material. Despite frequency of crisis in Taraba State, I want to tell you that Taraba State do not have a strong agency that once there is emergency, the agency will respond. In fact, NEMA has been helping Taraba many times. NEMA will send relief material, and it is from what NEMA said that Taraba State government will now sit down and share to people that are affected.
Okay, so thank you for going into that, because that's also where we are right now, to look at the intervention of stakeholders in the state. And you said possibly unlike other states like Plateau State, we know that there are agencies set up by the state government, and I would just want to know more about what you think should be done as regards the intervention that has been done so far. If there are, I know you've also talked about it, but I want you to go in depth to let us know if the stakeholders there are doing well enough, and what are the roles of non-state actors like CSOs now, other security apparatus in the state. What are they doing?
All right, Mr. Moses. The state government, thank God we have a new governor in place.
Yeah.
And I have already on my own, and also our organization, I've already written to the governor to consider establishing Taraba State Agency for Peace Building and Intercultural Dialogue. Okay. We have written a proposal to the state government to look into and consider establishing this agency that the objective will be to develop and implement programs and initiatives aimed at promoting peace, intercultural dialogue, and conflict resolution among different communities in the state. We also believe that this agency will go a long way to facilitate the establishment of community-based conflict resolution mechanism that will help to prevent and manage conflicts in the local level of our communities. We believe that the agency will also provide training and capacity building.
Okay. Hello? Are you there? Oh, it seems we lost him there, and he has been he just delved into some of the recommendations we are expecting, and we hope that state actors are also seeing this to take some necessary actions, because we just have to come together to save our land. And Taraba State, as I said, is one of the most fertile land in Nigeria. Most places in the country, they are very blessed, and we have to just keep violent conflict away from these zones so that we can really develop. I don't think we have enough time to I think he's reaching out again, and we just want us to see if we can if we can. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Oh, sorry for that breaking transmission.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's just wrap it up quickly. Now, you've mentioned some things that
I was mentioning the proposal we have made as Southern Taraba Youth Coalition for Peace. We've been existing since 2020, and with our little experience in intervening in conflicts in a multicultural communities, we have actually written a proposal to the state government to establish Taraba State Agency for Peace Building and Intercultural Dialogue. And the SSG have received that proposal, and this is the new governor. We believe is going to work on it to see that Taraba should consider having an agency that will help to collaborate with other government agencies, civil society organization, and developmental partners to coordinate peace building efforts in the state. And we believe this will go a long way to create harmony, so that even before conflict comes, this agency can be working towards preventing armed conflict and preventing bloodshed.
Okay.
So
thank you very much.
People should be talking to each other.
Okay. So sorry to cut you short. Let's just go your parting words, and in few sentences, what are recommendations for all parties involved in all this, either the victims, the perpetrators, or voices that are trying to do something in that conflict situation? In a short paragraph.
All right. I would like to recommend that government of Taraba State should see their role as the most important role in ensuring that the Tarabans live together in peace and harmony. Because when government steps in to ensure justice for the people, listening to the people, and doing the needful, like ensuring that the way the people are living, they should live in peace with one another. Listen to the people. But unfortunately, we have not been experienced. So
thank you so much. So thank you very much. Don't worry, we still have another time to discuss this. Thank you so much, Ambassador Rikwense, for joining me via phone call on this, and I'm sure that when next you will be joining me physically. I believe that
by the grace of God, we can discuss more on the crisis in Taraba.
Okay, thank you very much. And to the viewers at home, I want to say thank you for joining on this particular episode of Peace Zone. And just like I said the other time, we need to support this program. You can see the revelation so far as regards those conflicts and how we can really help to support promoting peace in our little way. I want to say, if you have been doing peaceful engagement in your little way, you're doing well. Please continue to do what you're doing. And I want to say special thanks to Kaftan TV management team, also the management of PepNet, Peace Education and Practice Network, and Peace Zone Project crew for all they are doing behind the scene to ensure that this project is a success. And we will go now, and when we come back, we'll keep talking about peace. And I want to say, please stay peaceful with yourself, be peaceful, be secured, and develop. I'm Moses Abolade. Bye for now.